Hi there, this is Ranjit, and in this video let's have a look at this Motorola Edge 40 Neo smartphone. And I feel that this might be one of the most important mid-range smartphone that was launched in 2023. And why am I saying that? Let's find out. So this is the Motorola Edge 40 Neo. I would say a cousin to the Edge 40 series. And again, this comes in the Pantone color. They have sent us this bluish color. It also comes in a green color and also a black one. This blue and the green one have vegan color back, whereas the black, I believe, is going to be having the glass back. So here it is, and again, eco-friendly packaging, and looks like we have some stuff. Let's see first this. Okay, a lot of paperwork and all these things. Let's just take out all these things. SIM ejector tool will also be there. Yes. So, and I like this case. Okay, and they are not using plastic. If you notice, this is also papered, so they are reducing the plastic use on this device. And if you notice, the cover that they are giving now is also a little bit different. Earlier, if you notice, Motorola used to give just that TPU kind of a thing. This is a lot better, I feel. And let's open this one also, the device itself. And again, this is also in that paper packaging. So this is that bluish Pantone color that we have. Again, as you can see, and I really like the back of this one. This is very similar to the vegan leather, gives a very premium feel, I would say, towards it. And back again, we have just two cameras. I'm glad that Motorola is not going with the gimmick of 3 or 4 very functional cameras. I'll talk about that. And again, feels very premium, I would say. Motorola logo over here, and again, this one is also having that curved screen. Again, this is a POLED screen that we are getting with this device. In fact, it's again a 144 hertz refresh screen. So let me keep this to the side, and let me just put the case on this one. So this is how it actually looks with the case. Actually, it looks pretty nice, if you can see. And further going down, we do have a fast charger. I believe this is a 68 watt fast charger, and it is having a type C to type C cable. And Motorola claims that this can charge this device, which is actually having, this one is having a 5000 milliamp hour battery, 50% in just 15 minutes. So glad to see that Motorola is giving the charger also in the box. And I like that they have improved the case quality also. So they are listening actually to the feedback. And so let me keep the box to the side. Let me bring this device itself. Again, have to say it feels a lot premium, I would say, considering the price point at which this smartphone will be available. That brings a smile to me. Generally that never happens. And again, if you look at it, it says that, again, yes, this is also having stereo speakers, Dolby Atmos and all those things. We have a secondary noise cancellation microphone, and the volume up and down, the power on off button is over here. Again, second speaker, we look at it, it does have stereo speakers. Your SIM tray, let's look at the SIM tray on this one. Regarding the variants, guys, it will come in 2 variants, 8 gigabytes of RAM and 12 gigabytes of RAM. 8 will have 128 gigabytes of storage, whereas the 12 gigabytes will have 256 gigabytes. Again, it's a dual SIM nano, guys, no micro SD card, but we do have a rubber gasket on this one, so that's actually a nice thing. And I believe this is actually IP68 rated, so actually very nice to see considering the price point of this device. And again, on this end, nothing. And this will also support the Motorola Edge lighting and stuff like that. And again, as it's the Edge smartphone, again, this is a review unit, guys, so I did ask some Motorola guys, what about the update? Motorola has said that this device will get next 2 Android upgrades and next 3 years of security upgrades. Again, feels very premium in the hand. But before I proceed ahead, let me actually talk about the pricing, because I know the pricing, I have written it down. So let me just talk about the pricing so you get an idea why am I excited about this device. Okay, regarding the pricing, guys, the launch price of this one, the base variant, that is with 8 gigabytes of RAM, will be for 23,999, almost 24,000, and the 12 gigabyte will be 2,000 rupees more at 26,999. But as this is launching during this festival offer and that Flipkart Big Billion Day and all those things, Motorola has kept inauguratory price during this festive offer, and guys, and that makes it very special. This 8 gigabyte variant during that price point will be 20,999. 199, so just about 21,000. Whereas the 12 gigabyte RAM variant that will with 256 gigabytes of storage will be for 22,999. So definitely I would say very aggressive pricing, I would say, during this festival time offer. So again, that makes it very special, I would say. We are simply not getting any other device in India with this sort of form factor at this price point. But anyways, let me just quickly just set this up, then we will continue. So guys, this is actually the next day. So I have used this device for a day or so that I can give you a better overview. And the first thing that I noticed is what I liked is the screen quality on this one. Again, this is a POLED screen that we are having, and this is actually having refresh rates up to 144 Hertz. And I like the fact that we are getting this curved edge screen, so it looks a lot more premium, I would say, considering the price point at which it's at. In fact, I told my wife about the pricing of this phone, and she just said, come on, stop joking. So in person, this phone looks a lot more premium than what the price is. That's a simple fact. And I like that though they're having the POLED screen, again, I like that the bezels are almost symmetrical. Generally, what I've noticed in this price range, many of the smartphones, though they might come with an AMOLED screen, the top might be or the chin might be less, but bottom it will be wider or something. Here it's very symmetrical, and this edge screen gives a very good premium. And again, in terms of the usability of the screen also, the screen is actually really good. Again, I didn't have any issues regarding refresh rate. As I've told you, again, the UI is very close to stock Android. That is what we expect from Motorola. And one thing I actually liked on this smartphone is that no extra bloatware or puck apps or something like that were installed. Yes, Facebook and LinkedIn was installed, but apart from that, nothing much. And these are some additional Motorola apps that are actually very helpful. For example, this is the Moto Secure that easily helps you in getting an idea the status of your device. Again, you also have the Moto Connect, and as I've told you, it does support wireless ready for, which is a very useful feature. So that also works, and we have the Moto Hub. So like that, they're not adding extra junk apps on this smartphone. Okay, I was giving you an idea about the refresh rates, and if you go to display, here if we go to display refresh rate, by default it is set to auto, and I would suggest that you leave it on auto because it's adaptive at auto to get the best battery life, but you can always force it to 60 and 120. I used it half a day with 120 hertz forced, and I feel the auto also does a very good job. If you notice, scrolling etc., even in auto is actually very good, so that way you don't have to worry. And you can also force it to 144 hertz, but I noticed that it consumes a little bit more battery, so I would leave it to 120 or just keep it on auto. So again, in terms of display, again, I really like it, and I also like the fact that this is a very slim phone, and it actually does not weigh that much. It weighs just 172 grams, and I like the fact that this is actually IP67 rated, so even if it falls in the water or something like that happens, nothing will happen. So I'm glad that Motorola is able to give all these are sort of premium features in this price range with this device. That is the big thing that I noticed. Also, coming to the general performance, if you notice, the general performance of this device is also good. This is coming with the new Medaitek 7030 SoC. This is the first time this SoC is being used on any smartphone, and I would say it's a decent chipset. I actually, to give you an idea, let me just share. If I go to photo, I saved the screenshot. I ran Geekbench. Here is the screenshot. And if you notice, for the Geekbench 6, we got a very decent score, single core of 1044 and multi-core of 2468. What does this mean? This is actually a pretty good processor for day-to-day activities, I would say. And I did not notice that the lagginess or anything even when I was forcing it to 120 hertz or something like that. So it handles this device well. And for more general users, I would say you'll be happy with this device. I would say you can also do a little bit of gaming because it has the latest Medaitek Hyper engine. But again, I would suggest it's not for hardcore gamers, but again, medium level games, even heavy games, you set it on medium, it'll handle that. Moving to the battery, again, it's too early to talk about the battery life on this one, but it should give you about 1.5 days worth of battery life easily. I like the fact that the bundled charger that you get in the box charges this device fairly quickly, so that's actually a nice thing. It's having a 5000 milliamp hour battery, and guys, here are all the specs for your reference. And again, one more thing, people keep asking me, yes, this also does support NFC. So most of the features of the Moto Edge 40, its elder brothers, are there. The only one feature that I found that is missing was wireless charging. But again, considering the price point at which this device is sell, again, we simply cannot complain. And have to say, at least in this this blue color looks very, very good in person. If you get a chance, check this out. I would say in person, this color actually looks very, very nice, and the feel of this vegan leather is also very good. It gives a very good grip in the hand. So as the phone is also not very heavy, holding the phone is also a very comfortable experience. So that way, I would say Motorola has done a good job. Now moving to the in-display fingerprint scanner, as it's having a POLED screen, we have an in-display fingerprint scanner. And if you notice, I do not have any issues with that. It works without any issues. And again, as it's a Motorola phone, you are still having all the Moto gestures and stuff. For example, double chop for opening the flashlight, twist, and all those things. All those things are present. What I like is that with this new version of Motorola UI, again, if you notice, the notifications that you are having over here, if you just tap it, it opens up like this. So they're adding this lock screen, a few more additions to this one. So actually, that's a nice thing. So in-display fingerprint scanner also works without any issues. Overall, I would say I really like this phone, and after knowing the actual price of this device, after those offers and something, I feel as of now in the Indian smartphone market, if you look at the overall picture, I have to say this is the most aggressively priced phone for what you're getting. And again, it simply does not feel that it's a smartphone at this price point. It feels a segment 1 or 2 above. So that way, I would say really, really impressed with this smartphone, I would say. Now let's look at the camera again. Cameras, guys, it's very similar to the Moto Edge 40. Again, the main camera is actually a 50 megapixel. It does have optical image stabilization, and the second camera is actually doing a job of 3 different cameras. This is of course a 13 megapixel ultra wide, but it does have auto focusing also. That's why it also does the job of macro as well as that depth and stuff like that. So 2 cameras, but very, very functional. And the front facing is now a 32 megapixel camera with quad pixel, but fortunately the front facing camera also does support 4K video. So camera interface hasn't changed too much, I would say, compared to other Motorola smartphones, so I won't waste a lot of time. Let me actually show you the samples I've taken with this device. Some shots taken indoor in dull lighting. This is a regular shot, and again, this was also regular, but I really like the macro. As you can see how close we can go with the macro lens. Another example, this is the regular shot, and this is with the macro. So the macro is very functional. Now some outdoor shots, and it was a very cloudy and overcast day, but these are some of the sample shots that I have taken with the main 50 megapixel camera, and as you can see, it actually comes out very good. The color reproduction is very vibrant and punchy with the main camera. Again, this is a regular lens, and this was with the ultra wide. Now these shots were taken in very dull lighting conditions to give you an idea how it does in low lighting. Now some samples with the 32 megapixel front facing camera. These were in the regular mode, and here I enabled the portrait bokeh mode with the front facing camera. Recording this video in 4K. By default it says to full HD, but I've set it to actually 4K. And the audio is also being recorded via its internal microphone, and I'm just walking to give you an idea how is it doing in terms of stabilization. At least in the preview, if you notice, it looks pretty stable. But what do you guys feel about the video recording? Let me just move above to see how it handles abrupt exposure. It's a very overcast, cloudy day, and this is a quick sample video recorded with the Moto Edge 40 Neo smartphone. So guys, this is the Motorola Edge 40 Neo smartphone. What do you guys feel about this smartphone? Overall, if I have to say, Motorola has done a tremendous job with this smartphone. Not only in terms of features, you are getting all the features that a user expects. For example, sleek design, looks very, very premium, stereo speakers, NFC, a good decent 5000 milliamp hour battery, AMOLED screen with high refresh rate and stuff like that. So that way, I would say they have given overall a very good package. And certainly coming to the pricing, they have priced it very, very aggressively. If you talk about the pricing during this festival season, you can get the 8 GB RAM variant for just about 21,000. And if I recall, guys, this will be sold on Flipkart, and during the Big Billion Day, Flipkart will also have some additional credit card offers or something like that, at least 1,000 rupees off or something. So if you employ that credit card offers or something like that, you can get this smartphone for as low as 19,999, and that makes it a steal in my frank opinion. But what do you guys feel about this Motorola, what do you say, Edge 40 Neo smartphone? Do let me know in the comment section below. Anyways, guys, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video. Take care, guys.